in last class we are discussed about or introduced about creating an architecture one. We discussed so many topics in last class. Okay, what is functionality and architecture, okay, and importance of functionality, and what is software architecture and architecture quality attributes. So, what are the importance of architecture quality attributes, and what are system quality attributes, and what are the quality attribute scenarios. Okay, we have discussed about quality attributes specific requirements. It consists of 6 parts: source of stimulus, environment, artifacts, response and response measures. And also we discussed about quality attribute scenario in practice. So, the first one we discussed about availability scenarios and with advantages and modifiability scenarios and architecture of it and its quality attributes and all, and also performance security scenario. We are now we are going to discuss about security scenario in this class. Okay, so already we know that what is security. Okay, now security is a measure of the system's ability to restrict unauthorized usage while still providing its service to legitimate users. Okay, na? Legitimate users. Okay, so that is security is nothing but we can provide the services to the authorized users, and also we can detect who are unauthorized users, who are accessing without permissions and who are not authorized persons. Okay, na? And according to that it will provide the services according to authorized and unauthorized users. Okay, that is called security. So, that what says security is a measure, it is a measure of the system's ability to restrict unauthorized usage. Okay, na? So, without permissions, without accessibility, okay, na? Somebody accessing that informations, it can restrict the particular type of authorization or usage. So, it is still providing services to legitimate users. Legitimate means authorized users. It is provide the services for only for authorized users. That is what security. Okay, an attempt to breach security is called an attack. Okay, na? So, and can take a number of forms. We are without permission accessing something, that is called attacks. Already we know that different types of attacks we are having. Okay, na? Cyber attacks for example. Okay, na? So, security we are hearing frequently about cyber attacks. Okay, na? So, the attack and can take a number of forms. It will be in the different types of forms. It may be an unauthorized attempt to access data or services or modify data, or it may be intended to deny services to legitimate users. Okay, na? Sometimes it may be unauthorized attempt, it may access the data, it may be access the services, and also it may be access the modified data, or it may be intended to deny. Sometimes it will deny to give the authorized data, give the services and give the modified data to the particular acceptable users. Okay, na? Sometimes means right persons, sometimes it is not reached to the correct right persons. Okay, na? Security can be characterized as a system providing non-reputation and confidentiality, integrity, assurance, availability and auditing. Okay, now what security means? It is providing the services for legitimate users or authorized users. Not only that, it will be the it will providing, it having some characteristics, the system having some characterization. So, it is providing non-repudiation. Okay, na? So, and also confidentiality, and also integrity and assurance, availability and auditing. So, these cumulatively together is called as security. Okay. So, for each term we provide a definition and an example. So, non-reputation, it is property that a transaction, suppose it is a property that a transaction access to or modify a data or service, whatever it may, cannot be denied by any of the parties to it. Okay, it is not denied by any parties. This message you can't deny that you ordered that item over the internet if in fact you did. Okay, that is non-reputation. Confidentiality. Confidentiality means what? We can send some secret data. We need to maintain confidentiality, secrecy. Okay, na? So it doesn't know by the third person. Okay, na? The sender sends something to the receiver. So while sending this secrecy from sender to receiver, we need to maintain confidentiality. So that is the property that data or service are protected from unauthorized access. So while sending from sender to receiver, okay na? So we need to we need to save the particular property, we need to protect that, okay na, from unauthorized accesses. Okay na? So that is confidentiality. This means that a hacker cannot access your income tax returns on a government computer. For example, real time example we need to take, it means the hackers hacking the data while transferring that confidential matters from sender to receiver. Okay na? So when you are providing confidentiality, when you are maintaining confidentiality, is the hackers cannot hacks that, means cannot access your income tax returns on a government computer. Okay, now that is confidentiality. And integrity, generally the meaning of integrity is nothing but, integrity means embedding. Integrity means embedding. So is the property that data or services are being delivered as intended. Okay, now it's going to be delivered as intended. This means that your grade has not been changed since your instructor assigned it. Okay, now it's not changed any type of things. Okay, now that is called integrity. And assurance. Assurance means you need to give the confidence to the particular second person, that is called assurance, confidence. Okay, we need provide the security, we need give the full confidence on us. Okay, now that is assurance. Is the property, for example, is the property that the parties to a transaction are who they purport to be. This means that when a customer sends a credit card number to an internet merchant, the merchant is who the customer thinks they are. Okay, na? So some assurance, whenever send our credit card in numbers, credit card information to an internet merchant. Okay, na? The internet merchant, who are those are the different types of people. Okay, na? They are employers, for example, but we are having some assurance from that company, whatever it may be, either it is an insurance company, either it is a government policy, either it is different types of things we are investing our money or property. So they are given assurance for us. Okay, na? So we are sending our credit card numbers or details to the particular internet merchant. Okay, na? The merchant is who the customer thinks they are. Okay, na? They will be give the assurance for us. Okay, that is next. Availability. Already we know what is availability. Okay, availability is the property that the system tracks activities within it at level sufficient to reconstruct them. Whenever the problem is occurred, it will be reconstructed. Okay, now that is the thing. And is the property that the system will be available for legitimate users. So legitimate users means what? Authorized users, correct users. Okay, na? It will provide the activities. System tracks the activities within it available for legitimate users. That is called availability. Actually, it will be always be available. It provide the availability for the particular legitimate users. It means it gives a flexibility to that particular authorized or legitimate users. This means that the denial of service attack won't prevent your ordering this book. Okay, now denial of service cannot won't prevent your ordering on this particular book. Next, auditing. Auditing is the property that the system tracks activities within it at levels sufficient to reconstruct them. Okay, and that is called auditing. So, we need to reconstruct some sufficient activities from the system tracks. Okay, now then this means that if you transfer money out of one account to another account, suppose we want to we want to transfer money from one account to another account. Okay, now another account, we need to reconstruct them. Okay, now this means that if you are transferring money of one account to another account, the Switzerland, the system will maintain a record of the transfer. So, this can maintain the record. Okay, now when you are sending some money to from our account to another second person account, while these all transactions, the Switzerland bank accounts, they are maintaining the recording of that particular transactions. Like this, they are providing different types of securities. Okay, now. So, for example, here we can see the context diagram of the particular security attribute. Here the source is the currently identified individual. Here is the legitimate user. Legitimate user means what? Authorized. That means what? Currently identified individual. Okay, na? The authorized users having their own IDs, authorization IDs are numbers, that is individual, those are unique. Okay, na? For all among together. That is why we can call the actor here, the entity is a currently identified individuals. Okay, na? They are having some, they tries to modify information. Stimulus is nothing but they are tries to modify sometimes the information. So, attack data within the system. Okay, an artifact means what? Data within a system. Okay, now when you are transferred, modify this information. Okay, now next, environment under normal and operation. According to that operations, it will be performed. Next, after that performance, so processing, they can give, the system gives that response. What type of response it is? System maintenance audit trial. Okay. Next, after that we will get the resource measure, that is correct data is recorded within a day. So, already we said that. What is that? While we are transferring the money from one account to another account, so the bank maintain the records. The system will maintains the record. So, while transferring the data from one account to another account, within one day, within a day it will be recorded. Okay. This is the way we can provide the security while we are transferring some our property or money. Next, source of stimulus. In this also we are having source of stimulus according to the above diagram. The source of the attack may be either a human or another system. The attacks may be done usually by other users or usually by the other systems. It may have been previously identified either correctly or incorrectly, or may be currently unknown. So, sometimes it will, these attacks some are done by some persons. Okay, na? Sometimes it will be in previous, we can identify previously, or we cannot unknown some these type of attacks currently. Okay, na? So, stimulus, the stimulus is an attack, okay, or an attempt to break security. So, here the stimulus is what? Some changes occurred in our data, okay, our confidentiality data. So, that is what stimulus actually. So, the stimulus is an attack. It is an attack or an attempt to break security. So, it will break the security. We characterize this as an unauthorized person or system trying to display information. So, that means what? So, we need to characterize, we need to estimate, so some unauthorized person or some unauthorized system trying to display the information without permission. Okay, na? Or changes, not only display the information, or they are trying to make some changes or delete some information or access services of the system or reduce availability of the services. So, these are all the problems is occurred by the unauthorized users. They are unusually trying to change our information, or sometimes they want to access the particular information without permission, or sometimes they want to reduce the availability, sometimes they want to delete the information. Okay, na? So, these without permission, without authorization, they want to do this type of activities. Okay, na? The stimulus is an attempt to modify the data. So, according to above diagram, the stimulus is nothing but an attempt to modify the data. Okay. Next, artifact. The target of a attack can be either the service of the system or the data within it. So, which type of attack it is? It is the attack can be either it is a services of the system, maybe it is a data within it also. In our example, the target is data within the system. What is the target of that unauthorized person? The target is the data within a system. Next, environment. The attack can come when the system is either online or offline. So, environment means is the system. The attack can come, the attacks will come how? So, when the system is either online or offline. So, either the system is offline or online. In both the situations, we will get this particular type of attacks. Okay, either conducted to or disconnected, connected, either connected or disconnected from a network. If the network is connected or not, whatever it may be, either behind a firewall or open the network. So, in all cases, so these attacks will come. Next, response. Using services without authorization or preventing legitimate users from using services is a different goal from seeing sensitive data or modifying it. Okay, now what is the response? Unnecessarily the authorized persons, they are not getting information, they are not using services. Okay, na? So, rather than unauthorized users are using. Okay, na? So, thus the system must authorize legitimate, legal they can be authorized users and grant them access to data and services. So, we want to avoid something. So, we need to grant the permissions, we need to give the permissions to the particular authorized or legitimate users to access the data and services. At the same time, reject unauthorized users while accepting the authorized persons to get the services and access the data. So, while we are at the same time we need to reject the unauthorized users or denying them access. So, we need to denying the access to them, we need to deny the permissions to the particular persons and reporting unauthorized access. So, some are trying unknowingly, some are trying to access and access the data and services. So, in the situations, so we need to take some reporting from the unauthorized accesses. So, that is the response. Next, response measure. So, measures of a system's response include the difficulty of mounting various attacks and difficulty of recovering from and surveying attacks. So, this is a thing. In our example, the audit trail allows the accounts from which money was embezzled to be restored to their original state. So, like this we can. Next, testability scenario. So, testability already we know that. So, what is testability? Software testability refers to the ease with which a software can be made to demonstrate its faults through testing. So, we need to avoid the faults, we need to demonstrate its fault through testing. Okay, na? That is the software testability. So, it is very easy to identify the faults. In particular, testability refers to the portability, assuming that the software has at least one fault and it will fail on its next text execution. suppose it will get some fault in a at least one fault, it will fail on its next text execution. Okay. Next, testing is done by various developers. So, who will perform the testing? Testing softwares kada. Next, that is why we can tell the testing is done by the various developer. Okay, na? Next, testers and verifies are users and is the last step of various parts of the software life cycle. So, okay, we are also know the SDLC life cycle. Okay, na? This is a one type of testing is also a one type of module. First, according to that SDLC steps, already we know that, we can recall them. What is that? Gathering the requirements. Next one, analyzing the requirements. So, next what ma? Gathering the requirements and analyzing the requirements. Next, designing. Fourth one, creating. Fifth one, testing, and sixth one, deployment. So, these are the testing modules. Okay, na? The testing is one of the modules in the software life cycle or software development according to this. Okay, na? And also it can be done by the software developer usually, and also testers and verifiers or users, and is at least a step of various parts of the software life cycle, and portions of the code, the design or the complete system may be tested. Again, not only one module, the complete the system will be tested. So, individually it will be tested according to that part or according to the module, then we can combine all those and again we can test overall the system, then we will get the results. Okay, na? That is called testability, that is also called as software testability. Here we can see the diagram. Here the unit tester, here we are having different types of tester, maintenance testers, availability testers, and unit testers, performance testers. We are having different types of testers. Okay, na? But here we can see the actor is that unit tester. Okay, na? So what is the stimulus? Performs unit testing. So, he will performs the unit testing, and also what is the artifact? Component of the system. Artifact is nothing but is a component of a system. So, what is the at the component, at the completion of the component. Next, response. Component has interface for controlling behavior and output of the component is observable. That is the response. What is the response measure? Path coverage of 85% is achieved within 3 hours. So, what we can get that results within 3 hours, 85% of achievement we will get within the 3 hours. Okay. So, according to the above diagram we can discuss the 6 parts. The first one, source of stimulus. What is the source of stimulus? The testing is performed by unit testers as integration testers and system testers or the client, whatever we are, these persons can be provide the particular testing. A test of this design may be performed by other developers or by a external group also. In our example, the testing is performed by a tester. Next, stimulus. The stimulus for the testing is that a milestone in the development process is met. Okay, na? So, in the development a particular project, we are developing particular project or a particular architecture, the testing is a milestone. So, this is the way we want to deploy a particular project or product into the market or given to the particular client. The testing is very important. We will done 2 types of testings, alpha testing and beta testing. So, this is the one of the milestone. While we will get what we will get while testing, we are getting the results. We are getting the results. So, based on the results, the success of that particular product is depends on. That is why the testing is the milestone. We can set that. Okay. So, that is the next artifact. A design, a piece of code or a whole system is the artifact being tested. Well, we need to test the particular according to module or overall among the modules. In our example, a unit of code is to be tested. According to our example, we need to test module wise, then we can embed them. Environment, the test can happen at design time, at development time, at compile time, or at deployment time. So, that the testing can be done in various phases. So, while the testing is happen at design time and also development time, at the compilation time, at deployment time. Okay, now in figure the test occurs during deployment. So, final output. So, response, since testability is related to observability and controllability, the designer response is that system can be controlled to perform the desired tests, and that response to each test can be observed. So, while performing the testing, we can observe the test according to the particular response. In our example, the unit can be controlled and its response captured. According to our example, we need to test the unit wise and control it and capture the results. Next, response measure. Response measures are the percentage of statements that have been executed in some test, the length of the longest test chain, and estimate of the probability of finding additional faults. Okay, in our figure, the measurement is percentage coverage of executable statements. Next, usability scenario. So, usability is concerned with how easy it is for the user to accomplish a desired task and the kind of user support the system provides. So, that is called usability, how we can feel how easy it is. Okay, now that feel is a usability. So, here we are having some following broken areas: learning the system features, using a system efficiency, minimizing the accept of errors, adopting the system to users needs, and increasing confidence and satisfaction. These are all when we gather these all qualities together, that is called usability. Next, this is the architecture for this. Here the who are using that users, that is why the end entity is a users. So, they can minimize the impact of errors. So, the main reason is they want to minimize the errors. So, it can perform entire the system. Environment at runtime. Okay, response, wishes to cancel current operations. Measures, cancellation takes less than 1 second. So, this is how fast it is. So, next, source of stimulus. The end user is always the source of stimulus here. Stimulus, the stimulus is the end of the user wishes to the system efficiency, learn to use of the system, minimize the impact of errors, adopt the system. That is the main thing is stimulus, or feel comfortable with the system. So, when we feel it is flexible, it is available, it provides the security, it is all qualities, definitely we will feel it is comfortable. It is a comfortable system to do the work, it gives a confidence to do the work. In our example, the user wishes to cancel the operation, which is example of minimizing the impact of the errors. Artifact, the artifact is always the entire system. Environment, the user action which with the usability is concerned always occur at runtime or at system configuration time. That is the main thing. Here, according to our example, the cancellation occurs at runtime. Response, the system should either provide the user within the features need, or in our example the cancellation occurs as the user wishes and the system is recorded as its prior state. Response, so within the less than 1 second the response will be getting us. So, it will response measure is take task time, number of errors, number of problems solved, user satisfaction, gain of user knowledge, ratio of successful operations to total operations, or amount of time or data lost when an error occurs. In figure, the cancellation should occur in less than 1 second. These are all the measures, response measures. Here we are also having other system quality attributes. Just I mentioned them. So, other system quality attributes, a number of other system quality attributes we are also having here. This is the scalability. The scalability is also another system. The majorly we can said the above 6. What are those? Availability, modifiability, performance, security, testability and usability. These are the major system quality attributes, and also we are having other system quality attributes or other quality attributes as a scalability and also portability. Okay, now, so is captured as a platform modification, and also we are having business qualities. Business qualities, what is that? Time to market. We can deliver the products in time to market, that is a business quality. And cost and benefit, the in general the users are two types in this scenario. What are which type? What are those two types of users? So, general users and sophisticated users. Okay, general users means all users considered together, and means clients are the specified users. Clients are the specified users, but the users in generally want what? Cheap and best. When we want to purchase some item, we can focus on cheap and best. According to that, we can focusing on the cost and benefits. Next, project lifetime of the system. When you are purchasing something, what we want? The product gives lifetime for us. ఎక్కువ సంవత్సరాలు మనం యూస్ చేయాలి అనేది మన థాట్. ఓకేనా, అది చీప్ అండ్ బెస్ట్గా ఉండాలి క్వాలిటీ, అండ్ ఇట్స్ గివ్స్ అ లైఫ్ స్పాన్ అండ్ లైఫ్ టైమ్ ఈజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్గా ఉండాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ మోటో ఆఫ్ దట్ యూజర్స్ వెన్ దే ఆర్ పర్చేసింగ్ సంథింగ్. అండ్ టార్గెటెడ్ మార్కెట్, అకార్డింగ్ టు ద వెండర్ సైడ్, సో దే వాంట్ టు డెలివర్ సమ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద యూజర్స్. They need to deploy the particular thing into the time to market, that is called targeted market. Okay, they want to success. Okay, and rollout schedule, and they want to release the what are the upcoming project, they need to release the particular latest projects according to the flexibility and customizability and all things are, that is called role schedule. And integration with legacy systems, and also they can integrate with the other systems according to that requirements. So, up to here we can conclude the things. So, what are the system quality attributes and what are the other quality attributes like scalability and flexibility and all, and also other business quality attributes and all. Thank you one and all.